fraud charges are among the most complex criminal cases prosecuted in Wagoner County. Unlike many criminal offenses that rely primarily on eyewitness testimony or physical evidence, fraud investigations often involve extensive financial records, electronic communications, banking information, contracts, and business documents. Because these cases frequently take months, or even years, to investigate, individuals may not realize they are under investigation until law enforcement contacts them or formal charges are filed. What is fraud? Fraud generally involves intentionally deceiving another person or business to obtain money, property, services, or some other benefit. Oklahoma law recognizes numerous fraud-related offenses, each with its own legal elements and potential penalties. Common examples include obtaining property by false pretenses, embezzlement, forgery, identity theft, insurance fraud, credit card fraud, check fraud, and various business or financial fraud schemes. Depending upon the amount of money involved, the alleged victim, and the specific statute under which charges are filed, fraud may be prosecuted as either a misdemeanor or a felony. Felony convictions can result in substantial prison sentences, restitution, fines, probation, and a permanent criminal record that affects employment, professional licensing, and future financial opportunities. Fraud cases often begin long before an arrest. Unlike crimes involving an immediate arrest, fraud investigations frequently begin after a bank, employer, insurance company, government agency, or private individual reports suspicious activity. Investigators may spend months reviewing financial records, tax returns, emails, text messages, accounting records, and computer data before deciding whether to file criminal charges. Because investigators often collect evidence before speaking with a suspect, consulting an experienced criminal defense attorney as early as possible is important. Statements made during an investigation may later be used by prosecutors in court. The state must prove criminal intent. One of the most important elements in nearly every fraud prosecution is intent. It is generally not enough for the prosecution to show that money was lost or that someone made a mistake. Instead, prosecutors must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused intentionally engaged in deception or made false representations for the purpose of obtaining an unlawful benefit. This distinction separates many criminal fraud cases from ordinary civil disputes. A failed business venture, unpaid debt, breach of contract, accounting error, or misunderstanding does not automatically constitute criminal fraud. Common defenses to fraud charges. Every fraud case is unique, and the appropriate defense depends upon the specific facts. Lack of intent. The absence of fraudulent intent is often the strongest defense available. A bookkeeping mistake, clerical error, misunderstanding, or inaccurate information provided by someone else may explain the circumstances without establishing criminal conduct. If prosecutors cannot prove an intentional effort to deceive, they may be unable to obtain a conviction. Good faith conduct can defeat allegations of fraud. If you honestly believed your actions were lawful, intended to fulfill your obligations, or relied upon information supplied by accountants, business partners, financial institutions, or other professionals, those facts may undermine the prosecution's theory that you intended to commit fraud. Insufficient evidence. Financial crimes often involve thousands of pages of records. Despite the volume of evidence, prosecutors must still prove every required element beyond a reasonable doubt. Missing documents, inconsistent financial records, unreliable witnesses, or incomplete investigations may create reasonable doubt that prevents a conviction. Mistaken identity. Many fraud cases involve multiple individuals with access to the same accounts, computers, financial records, or business operations. The prosecution may incorrectly identify the person responsible for the alleged misconduct. Electronic records, computer logs, surveillance footage, and witness testimony may demonstrate that another individual committed the acts in question. Lack of reliance. Certain fraud offenses require proof that the alleged victim relied upon a false statement before suffering a financial loss. If the evidence establishes that the alleged victim did not rely upon the statement or conducted an independent investigation before completing the transaction, the prosecution's case may be significantly weakened. Constitutional violations. Fraud investigations frequently involve search warrants, subpoenas, computer searches, and the seizure of electronic devices. If investigators violated constitutional protections while gathering evidence, a court may suppress improperly obtained evidence. Excluding key evidence can substantially affect the prosecution's ability to prove its case. Early legal representation allows your attorney to preserve evidence, communicate with investigators on your behalf, evaluate financial records, identify favorable witnesses, and develop a defense strategy before formal charges are filed.